local government workers too.
That's the point. But we are not covered. That is for the state. And in the constitution, in the law, there is a provision that 15% of staff of local government workers be deducted for payment of pension. But that is not being done as we speak.
The money was deducted indeed, was
No,
it?
it has not been deducted.
Okay.
It has not been done. And that is where the pension board is finding it difficult to pay pensioners, retirees in the local government. I think that is the main issue.
So is there any reason given for why we have these discrepancies? And has there been explanations about the merger, one, and then the deductions that perhaps did not happen?
Yeah, you see, before now, the number of persons that retired from the local government were very few. But as time goes on, a lot of people are being retired. As at then, the little money, is it 5% or thereabout they were taking, was enough to take care of payment of retirees. But now, more persons has been retired, and that amount can no longer go. And so it is done on government now to now implement the 15% deduction.
And they've not given any reason why that implementation is not happening.
Yeah, during the sole administrator, the military administrator,
yes,
time, he tried, though he did it at the tail end of his administration. If he had done it before,
from the beginning,
then this problem wouldn't have been there. At the tail end of his administration, he did it. So the chairman then, he tells it that they have not seen this before. You know, and that has been the problem. And so that money was no longer, they did no longer deduct it.
I was going to, thank God you mentioned the chairman. Let me go to the secretary now. So I was going to ask, what is the role of the council chairman in all of this? Because recently a lot of praises have been heaped on chairman. Oh, they are doing fantastic. Oh, they are working. Oh, most of them are this, are that, and this. However, I've always continued to say there are serious underlying issues and questions that need to be asked, and people are only carried away by the roads that they see and all of that. In this situation, what is the role of the chairman?
Well, thank you so much. Their role, like you said, is clearly specified in the Constitution. But amongst them is the payment of staff salaries. In fact, that's the first charge. And also these pensioners, those who have worked in the system. But you see, probably I wouldn't know the reason why, but it's been neglected for a while. Because maybe they are vulnerable, weak. They can't make the noise.
By neglected, what do you mean? Like they've not been paying pension timely from the local government councils now?
Like the chairman said, the deductions being made at present is no longer enough. For instance, you cannot have that amount static for the number of years he has mentioned. There are salary increases and all
that have happened.
That has come. But you have a fixed figure that is being deducted. So if it was on percentage that the deductions were done, you will see that there was a 30% increment. There was also currently 85,000 minimum
wage now.
The percentage there's no way it will be the same. But we keep hearing that it is one static amount, which cannot be. So you have so many persons being paid from the meager deductions that are made. These are the explanations the pensions board gave. That's exactly the reason why it takes a retiree between 6 months and 1 year to even
get pension,
the pension. Not
gratuity now.
Not gratuity now. So before they put you on the payroll.
This is interesting because
it takes quite some time. For me, mine was about 6-7 months when I retired before I started getting the monthly pension.
And are you getting that monthly pension timely?
Yes, as for timely, those that have already been captured, it is timely. When they say 20th or 21st, it stands. But the issue is that there are so many also waiting to be captured.
Put on the list.
Captured. That's the problem we are having.
And those you are saying might have to wait for 6 months to 1 year,
depending on when there is funds to add more to it.
Have there been, Chairman, sir, have there been any conversations with the chairman to see how these things can be expedited?
The chairman of local government.
Yes.
That's where the confusion comes. When you retire from the local government, the chairman don't see you as part and parcel of them again. You understand? Like as it is in the state. In the state, most times governor rub minds with this group of people. But we retire from different local government, the 23 AGS, and you see people retiring from there. And as you retire, the local government has forgotten about you. Let me give you an example. Local government pays during Christmas time like this, they pay their workers Christmas bonus.
Do they pay that? Because some
Some
workers say they don't get anything.
Some of them pay.
No addition for some.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm aware of that. So, but they pay only their workers. And that's where we are worried. State government pays the
retirees as well. And they get the Christmas bonus as well.
Christmas bonus. Then we are forgotten.
So why is it that way? Is the local government giving a reason for that?
No, the point is, when you have retired, they have removed your name from the payment voucher in the local government area. And it's expected that the state, as a matter of fact, is supposed to be able to coordinate some of these things, call the chairman them and bring them to a round table. Now, how do we do this, your retirees? Maybe they rub minds, and at the end of, if state government is paying pension, at least the local government or whichever way they have been able to work it out, can be able to say, okay, retirees from the local government, because now that's why we are happy that there is this personnel audit. You cannot say you don't have the total number of retirees in Rivers State. From the local government. Well, what is happening now? You have the data. You can be able to say we have 200 retirees and all that. And so that is not happening. I think that, and that is why we are detecting, if you look at that paper, we are detecting that since there is an emerger, since there is a merger, which means the two pension boards have been made one. The state government, when you're paying your retirees Christmas bonus, also include us. We also reverse people. We should benefit from it. That is our contention too.
And nothing has been said about that so far.
Yes,
it's not been. What Secretary mentioned the adjustments we've had based on the minimum wage. Some would say it's a far cry. That if the old one that you have been having these conversations and nothing has, they're not even looking at the situation so far. What would then be your fate if we are beginning to argue that, okay, the new minimum wage, let's structurally adjust it so that it reflects in what we get as gratuity and pension? Which brings me to my next question. First is whether there's any hope that, okay, this is going to be looked at. That's number one. Number two is, with regards to the gratuity, how much longer do you think retirees, especially at the local government level, would have to wait for this to happen? Are you positive that it will happen? Have you had any assurances that we can have this done and people will get their gratuity? Because these monies were deducted from your salary and they were keeping this. It's supposed to be kept for you. So why is it difficult after a retirement for these monies to just be got together and returned back to you?
Well, we are still alive. So as the saying goes, there is hope if one is alive. But how soon that will be realized is what I can't say, because it looks very slow. The process to that, it looks very slow, except that we have a governor that is understanding. But I also give it to him because he has not really settled. He has had a lot of problems since he came to office and all that, political issues and all that. But we are hopeful that he will be able to do what he's supposed to do, coordinate this chairman, and remind them of their responsibilities.
Do they need that reminder?
Well, that's
They got into office to serve. Do you believe that somebody should then remind them of something that's on their desk and they know they should do?
Well, there's something the lawyers say. They force you to do what you are supposed to do. They go to court and get I can't remember the name.
Interim injunction or
not
order mandamus, yes, that mandates you
to do what you are supposed to do.
Order of mandamus.
Yes. So that's the area I'm talking about, the way we are going. Because I wouldn't think they are not aware that people worked in the local governments and they are retired. And it is their responsibility to pay them their gratuities and also their pensions. But some may feign ignorance, but it is not an excuse. It is something that ought to be done. And so that's why I'm saying there is hope, because if there is a coordinating body or somebody to remind them what they are supposed to do, that's why I'm still hopeful.
All right.
That it will be done.
We'll go on a quick commercial. When we come back, Chairman, two questions we'd ask before we open the phone lines. One is, do you think that current serving civil servants are culpable in this, are also contributing to why we have this problem? Because there's also been that conversation. And number two, we tend to look at how the salaries is being calculated based on grade, because in your statement you had also talked about those in level 17 and consolidated salary on same grade level. So we'll analyze all of those when we return after this short break. Stay with us. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Good morning. that heads of local government administration in Rivers State. My guests this morning, the chairman and the secretary, the chairman, Dr. Ahamba, Cyril Okerenwogba, and the secretary, Moses Nubari, Dedua, all here in the studio. Quite a lot have been said in the first half of our conversation. If you missed it, go on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. You can watch it all over again or listen to it all over again. And the question we asked you, we're still getting some response. We'll take some of those messages on WhatsApp. Why do you think that timely payment of pension and payment of gratuity has consistently been a problem for government at all levels? That is the question. I will now quickly come to my guest. We have two more questions to address before we open the phone lines. The first one would be the role of serving civil servants in this problem, because many civil servants who are still serving have been questioned, and some of them have been fingered in all of what is happening. Some of them take bribes, some of them files will be missing because of some of them. Some people, the allegations of people even have to go and sort for promotion. There's a lot of things. For clearance, you'd have to pay this person, pay that one, all of these things. And some of them who are still serving know these issues that retired colleagues of theirs are facing and how it can be solved. And so the question still remains, they are the ones manning those desks, those offices. They are the ones carrying those documents, those files. The chairman or whoever are politicians who are only there for a short period of time and will leave. So is it only fair that we ask, what are they doing, those people who are civil servants as a career? Chairman, okay, you want secretary? Okay, Mr. Moses, let's start with you then.
Okay, thank you. That's a good one. Well, just like we have in the society, there are good people, there are also bad people. I wouldn't stay here to say every civil servant is corrupt, they hide files and all that.
But it seems as though the ones in the critical positions or the offices where the decisions have to be made,
yes,
usually have some questions to answer.
Yes, it seems that way. But I'm still saying that even at that, is not everybody in such offices do some of those things. But I will not also exonerate everybody. There are some bad eggs in the offices and all that. We all work there. There are also those you are working with and you see them doing some of these things. As much as possible, while some of us were there, we caution, punished and all that. But then you can't be everywhere at all times. So I think it is still the duty of everyone to advise ourselves. Corruption is really a problem in the society, and it has eaten so deep, and everybody wants to find a shortcut to, accumulating whatever he can accumulate while he is in that office. I think that's a major problem, but it's a moral question. Am I right to be is it right for me to be doing this, exploiting others, and only for me to cry tomorrow, when I'm a victim? And all that. So it doesn't work that way. But first of all, we have to realize that we need to do what we were paid to do. That's the first job we have to do. And not these extra things we are exploiting others to do, and all that. It's really a problem that you find somebody who has served the government to that, especially the retirees. You find, and you still have the moral justification when it comes for signing just
you will say pay.
Your pen. Pay this, pay that, pay that. No. It's inhuman.
And it's also questionable. While the commercial was on behind the microphone, we're discussing, and I was asking this same question. And with regards to the deductions and all, we're talking about those people who are in those jack meetings that know these things. Is it that they don't speak, or perhaps they speak but nobody listens?
Well, it could be both ways. They could be speaking and nobody will listen, or they are also concerned about themselves too. If we allow these deductions, it will lessen what, we will get at the end of the day. But they don't know. It's just like the story about the monkeys. A story is told about
Trees
monkeys
were
that
being cut down,
when
they
the
didn't know it
trees
was
were
their
cut,
home.
they were jumping, rejoicing. But when it was night, they didn't have anywhere to sleep, and all that. So that's what happens sometimes. So, but I think it is important for us to realize that one day you will begin a job, and one day will come when you will end that job, and you also be retired. And these things you are meting out to others will get back to you. No matter what you have accumulated, it's ill-gotten wealth. It doesn't last and all that. So that's why we are saying, talking to maybe our colleagues and everyone, anywhere you have to be working, do your best to ensure that you care for the next person, because it is the right thing to do.
Chairman, you want to say anything to
Yes,
this?
I want to add something there. Yeah, he has said it all. But you see, in the local government system, the way our pension is structured is such that we have the pension unit in the local government, that before you retire, they put all your records together and forward to commission.
Okay.
And commission in turn send it to the pensions board, and they also send your files to the auditor general of the local government. So all this area, we don't have problem.
Okay.
These things move smoothly.
Yeah.
But where the problem is the payment. That's where the problem is.
Money.
Because money. And of course, there is an issue we have not discussed here. When the appointment of heads of local government were adopted in Rivers State, the government, the salary, the head of local government is placed on level 17, consolidated salary scale. And the laws provides that as you retire at that level, you are going with about 100% of your salary. But the reverse is the case. You see somebody on level 17 retiring, and you go to pay him what you pay level 13, 15 while they were in the office. You understand?
And that's the situation now.
That's the situation now. So,
and it's recorded as where we've paid.
of course, but maybe some of their reason could be no money. You understand? So, but the head of local government is put at par with the permanent secretary in the state. The permanent secretary retired with 100% of his
salary while he was
in the office. And the head of local government is also supposed to have same. But that is not obtainable. That is not obtainable. And so you see many of our colleagues who have retired, they have stroke, they are dying there and all that. I called a meeting recently at Noge Consulate. And some of my colleagues that came, I was surprised. Their health status. So that is a problem. And that's why we are crying. We are saying that government should look into this matter. What is good for the
states should also get to local government.
Local government. If the permanent secretaries are being paid on the consolidated salary, the heads of local government should also be paid on the consolidated salary scale.
Yes, because that's what the law says.
That is the provision of the law. But why are we turning the whole thing upside down? And that is the nucleus of the issue.
Do you think the political situation in the state, or the politics and how it's being played in Rivers State, is contributing to why we have these problems, especially when it comes to money and funds management?
Yeah, I want to believe that the situation as at now maybe is part of the problem, because if the state has been very peaceful, administration is going smoothly, maybe some of these matters would have been presented to the governor. There was a time we wrote a letter to the governor. And as at the time the letter was written, was about the time the emergency rule came in. And so we could not meet with the governor to discuss. And then he came back. We started, remember when we were supposed to
Yes.
Was when
what was
the problem of
impeachment came
we suspended
up.
it, said, no, let us not add more injury to the issue. So, but I think that probably if these things are not there, maybe the governor would have had some time to look at some of these issues. And that is why we felt that, look, he is still the governor of River State. And so he cannot go without attending the local government issues. He should also see what to do.
But do you believe that the local government chairman will be willing enough to face this and sort it out?
I agree with you. There is where we have some issues now.
I feel like you don't want to say a few things. You're trying not to say some things, but I'm asking you the question that is forcing you to want to say some of the things. But I think the conversation should be held, because a lot of people still are ignorant of the idea that because a road was done, it is good, but it does not mean that this person has done an excellent work. Because ultimately, the people that will use those facilities are important. Now, some of the council chairmen are getting praises for, we're doing this and that. But there are critical issues like these that need to be sorted. That if you sort these ones out, the ripple effect of it would mean a lot more for you. However, whether they have the will and courage to want to do it is where the question lies. Do you think that they would want to look into it, even if they held a meeting with the governor now and have this conversation?
If peradventure they agree to meet with governor and discuss these issues, I think something will be done. But the problem is their loyalty. Will they be ready to do some of these things? You understand?
Yeah.
So that's where the problem is.
Yes.
And take, for example, when federal government announced, based on the Supreme Court
that funds to local governments directly.
You see, Anambra State, Soludo called the chairman, and there was 40% or something percent he was deducting from each local government. And when I still have that paper. He explained that this thing will go to one, local government pension, payment of pensions and gratuity in the local government, then the chieftaincy and all that. And that if the autonomy comes and he leaves them, they will not be able to do that.
They may not do it anymore.
So that's the problem. So he put that. So I think the chairman need to meet with His Excellency and discuss a way out so some of these problems.
Because, I mean, Secretary, you have said here, some of them, Chairman, you said it too, some of them are even finding it difficult to do Christmas bonus for the workers in the local government, which many even describe, not this year, last year was also a thing, where some of them, the money felt like it was too big for them to give to, and people were complaining. We had all these complaints coming. Well, let's go to the phone lines and get the views and opinions of those who are listening. 0817 923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Many would say that the loyalty of anyone in political office or public office should be to the people. Hence, the reason why it's described or called public office. Is that a case now? Big question. Why is timely payment of pension, not just timely, correct? Because if we look at the calculations you've made, it will only imply that even the pension that is being paid is not correct. Because it's not done according to what is stipulated by law. The payment is not guided by what is stipulated by law, but the record will say we are paying pension. And that's where there's also another critical problem. Magnus in Mount 3, let's start with you. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Andrew.
All right, go on, Magnus.
And a very big greeting to your guests in the studio. Very quickly, I want to contribute by saying that it is very pathetic to see this happening in our dear River State. You could imagine what happens to old men and women who retired and they only survive on what comes from what they labored for. Andrew, during that verification, I saw some old men and women living on life support just because they wanted the verification. So if it's your mother, your father, you allow him or have to pass through that kind of process just because you want to get what belongs to him. If there's any ministry in this state that should be up and doing in that Ministry of Finance, should be that pension. I don't know what is happening that People will labor for how many years, and after their retirement, they'll begin to suffer to get what they have. It is very particular. I want to state government to, as a matter of urgency, look into this matter and see a way to settle our pensioners. It is very important. They are elderly, and we need to take care of them. Thank you so much, and have a smart day.
All right, thank you very much, Magnus. JJ and Rumigbo, good morning. Let's hear you.
Andrew, good morning, and let me greet your guests in the studio. Andrew, remember our former national anthem where they said the labor of our heroes shall not be in vain. And I think their own labor is what they are reaping right now. You ask them a question and everybody parry it like it's like a hot shot given to a goalkeeper. How were you treating the same people who retired before you when you were working? Because as it stands right now, it's like your labor of the past is not in vain. And you are not complaining. But people were complaining. Andrew, I tell you, more people will still come to complain because these ones that are treating them this way will also reap their fruit because the labor must not be in vain. But Andrew, let me digress a bit. They said they are even doing what they call biometrics or verification for even the workers. Go and ask the plight of your legal workers right now. Even those who are verified are not being paid. And it's like they are selecting those who support me versus who don't support me when it's supposed to be neutral. And the Local Government Service Commission, it's like they tie their hand, they are not helping situation. It's not making any sense. As I'm concerned, all these things must be solved so that the local government can have a smooth face. Oh, independent or autonomy for local government. Now, so we want to do them. Now, so cow want to work out rich market.
All right, JJ, thank you. Ida from Nkoro, quickly, good morning.
Andrew Ifiemi.
Yeah.
This present local government chairman, apart from my own local government chairman, are suffering the workers. They will ask you whether you're simplified or you're victimizing. If you say you're simplified, they will suffer you. I know what they do for that biometric period. These are suffering people. It's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to use civil service to play politics. It's bad. They should stop that. It's not good. This present local government chairman, they are wicked. They are wickeding the workers here. It's bad now. Thank you.
Okwandu from Irebe, good morning. Let's remember, why is paying pension timely and correctly as well as gratuity always a problem in government across all levels?
Ifiemi Andrew, good morning to you.
Good morning, Okwandu. Go on.
You see, our situation in this country is multifaceted. A lot of problems everywhere. The pensioners, my mother was a pensioner before he died. Do you know that up to now that her gratuity have not been paid to her? And before he started receiving her pension, she has to go and sort the people in the office before they now remember putting her name in the pension list. These people that call themselves union members, they are not helping our matters. They are even using the pensioners as a business strategy. If you don't give them money, if you don't help, if you don't sort them out, they will not do their work. All these things are a very big problem to us. In the local government is supposed to be the government that is very near to the people. But the governors have destroyed them, the local government. The local government chairman, they don't come there to help the people. They don't come there to pay workers or pay pensioners. They came to share the money with their big orga, either in Abuja or anywhere. So these are the problems that we are having. Have it been that we have government that has been selected by the people and for the people, all this problem of paying pension late and not paying all these other things will not be a problem because the resources are there, the money is there.
All right, Okwandu, thank you. Miriam Nokrika, quickly, straight to the point. Why do you think there is always a problem with payment of gratuity and pension correctly and timely?
Oh, Ifiemi, what do we say other than corruption at the local level? For me, I think the local government workers are supposed to be the happiest, the ones that are supposed to enjoy the most, because their government is just very, very close to them. You know, the government is there themselves, feeling their pain. But the reverse is the case. Do you know that the 100,000 that was given to all local government was not given. They did not get it. So I think that's why I've always been against this local government autonomy, as much as it's good. But it is wrong to put huge amounts in the hands of these people that don't even want accountability. Some of them do not do anything, just fix, and that's all. Huge money. So they don't have any reason not to pay workers, not to pay their own staff, not to pay their gratuity. In fact, they don't have any reason.
All right, Miriam, unfortunately, we're out of time. We'll quickly hear from Amadi. Amadi, please, you have 10 seconds.
I'm calling from Melele. So, Amadi, listen, it boils down to good leadership. When we have the right leader at the helm of affairs, you will see the thing happening. Like former governor of Anambra State, made it clear. As soon as you retire, my auntie was retired in Anambra. A month after retirement, to 2 months, they pay her all her gratuity. But this money is there. But when they are getting order from Abuja or Hampshire to put in the office, you see all these things happening. So that's my contribution.
Amadi, thank you. Quickly, as Chairman, Secretary, we'll start with you. Few seconds. What would be your parting words?
Well, we are appealing to the governor of the state to look into what is going on in the local government as regards pension to pensioners, so that we can have enough funds. The board or the pension board is claiming they don't have enough funds to pay these gratuities, and that's why it's delaying and they are not paying what they are supposed to be. And added to it, you see some are not even enjoying even 30%, which they enjoyed in service. But when it came to pension, the calculation, it was not even done on the 30%. So we are saying, let the governor assist or come in, maybe through the commission, set up committees that will verify some of these things. As this personnel audit is going on, they also look into this welfare.
All right, thank you very much. Chairman, sir, let's get your final words.
Yes, I want to say that His Excellency should also see local government workers as part of reverse state. And of course, if he's paying pension, if he's paying Christmas
bonuses and all,
it should also include.
Shouldn't that be done by local government?
Because there is this measure.
Okay.
As long as the measure remains, then local government workers are part of that money.
Measure.
Yes.
So all right. We should be paid.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your time. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Hello, Port Harcourt is next. Good morning.